Hi, my name is Martina and I am the Best Day event director. Last year at the Best Day, for the first time, we introduced a series of students and Ana was among them. Today, we are a year later and we are catching up with Ana to see how her journey has evolved. Ana, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. Ana, can you briefly introduce yourself and share a bit of your background in hospitality and tourism?
As you already very well introduced me, my name is Ana. I am a 21-year-old student. I was born in Zagreb, where I also finished my high school for the hotel and tourist industry. And at the moment, I am finishing my bachelor studies in the field of international management in the tourism and hospitality industry still. My working experience has already started in high school, where I was doing my practice for the school, but I also decided to work seasonal jobs as I started my studies. My practical work now for college transferred abroad to the Germany, where I am also currently finishing my practice and I am preparing for a full-time job in convention sales department.
This sounds like a great start of your career journey.
Definitely.
So, like we said at the beginning, you have participated at the Best Day event last year. Since then, can you tell us a little bit more what has changed or maybe improved in your professional life?
Since participation in Best Day event, I have definitely realized that my networking in general with students my age and also on the other hand with important and professional businessmen has improved. I got more open and more confident to be surrounded by the colleagues who has the same interest. And yeah, participating in the student panel pushed me right into the field where I was happily immediately recognized. And on the side, I already got some questions if I were searching for a job.
Oh, that sounds really great. And like you said, you are now finishing your bachelor studies, and that is at Aspira University. And have you, during this last year, have you taken any new roles or responsibilities at Aspira University?
Definitely. Since the event, I have been active in the student council and the organization for students' activities. Meanwhile, a big honor was also participating in an international students' competition in the Netherlands on behalf of Aspira University. And the latest news that I got from professional side is an official contract as a new position for junior convention sales manager that I signed after my studies are finished. So I'm starting from October.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And you mentioned that you were approached by several professionals asking you if you were searching for the job. And beside that, can you describe networking opportunities at the event in general?
I find them definitely very well organized. From my opinion, I think we were having perfectly enough time during the breaks from the official programs, where with a little bit help of food and coffee, we got even more relaxed and more comfortable in our surrounding at the event. And I also found the small games like working in random groups were also an excellent push into the situation where you need to have a contact with an unknown person next to you. And that of course, leads into some conversation, getting to know, also for the businessmen, but also, of course, for us students.
And this panel discussion, where you one of the panelists sitting on a hot chair, how this involvement in the program enhanced your skill or perspective on the hospitality and tourism industry?
My skills in public speaking, of course, and creating and expressing a critical opinion were definitely the most improved by the participation in the whole program. For the perspective, I could maybe say that did not change a lot, but I would more say that I got confirmation about my opinion that I already had. that I already noticed in our tourism industry. But the one thing that definitely amazed me and gave me hope is that the fact that there are so many businessmen who are interested in young people, and they want to hear us, they want to hear their voices, and that is, of course, always really good to know.
And how did you feel when you were participating in the panel?
I was scared, of course, a little bit. We call that just a positive before something big is happening. But I definitely felt joy. I felt very comfortable, and it was really great experience, but also an honor to give your voice, to talk not only with the students who share, let's say, the same problems or opportunities that I do, but also from that business side. It was really nice to hear from them their opinion, but also they gave us opportunity to be heard.
And what inspired you, Anna, to pursue a career in hospitality and tourism?
I would say that all the success and all the stories from the speaker at the event gave me definitely more motivation to continue working in this industry. Because all of the stories were, of course, different. They all had the same problems or some failures. But I think it's that love and that sparkle that you can always notice they have while they talk. And that is something that I also have set as my personal goal to achieve one day in this industry as hospitality worker myself.
It seems like you already have that spark. At least
I'm
in
glad
my
that,
personal opinion now when we are talking.
yeah, I'm glad that someone can notice that. I appreciate it.
And you mentioned a lot of activities you've been involved in your academic career and lots of things in your professional field. And how do you balance all of that together with personal life?
I need to, of course, admit that it's not always easy to balance academic responsibilities with our personal lives. I would say that there is actually no specific recipe for how I am managing it, but I can definitely confirm that once you find and accept what you love and what your whole personality is made for, then nothing is impossible for you, and you will never lose motivation. Of course, you will get tired, you will have no energy. Sometimes you will be scared of failure, but it's again that sparkle that we just mentioned and the whole life calling that are just guiding you and pushing you through everything.
Um, you just now mentioned the several different values that are important, but what do you think is the most important value to uphold in hospitality industry and why?
For me, in the hospitality industry, there would be the human touch. And with that, I do not mean only that we need to keep humans involved in our work, for example, on the front desk of hotels, but also in ourselves. Because humanity should be that lodestar in all departments and all companies who are starting from the very top management to the lowest positions, of course. I think that when we keep that in ourselves, we will have, of course, the good working atmosphere. We will have happier guests if we are providing them something. But in the end, we will be happier people, and our job then won't be any more stressful, but only joyful. And I would say then on a daily days.
Do you consider yourself a happy person?
Definitely. I think I'm not good at hiding that, so.
And what advice would you give to other students who are considering participating in events like Best Day?
It would definitely be short and easy come because I think when you let the fear aside, you sacrifice a little bit of your free time. You will, of course, challenge yourself in some way that you have maybe never experienced before. But this event will definitely bring you so many new connections where you will learn a lot from each other. And maybe you could also find an answer if you are still searching for it about where you are even good in this industry, and do you want to even continue to work in this and build your professional career?
And finally, Anna, is there anything else you would like to share about your experience or any final thoughts of the importance of student involvement in industry events?
As I already mentioned before, I definitely need to say it again that I was very happy and very honored to have this opportunity to be involved. I find that very caring from your side, where you are already thinking about us. And even though for myself it was a challenge, I needed to sort my thoughts and beliefs and then put them into some sensible words so they could be heard. I was really satisfied when I realized that all of those words were actually heard, that I also some experiences, but also the opinions share. So you, of course, always feel better about that. And it's just great to see that there are so many businessmen actually waiting for us, for young workers, and they are searching for them. But most importantly, they have that strong wish to educate them and work with them. So just easily, if you are not involved, you also won't be heard or seen.
So that's a really powerful end of your thoughts for this conversation. Anna, thank you very much for being here today again with us. So,
thank you for having me.
Always. And thank you for watching us, and see you in February 2025 in Sheraton Zagreb Hotel for the next edition of Best Day event.